Perhaps you are watching this video because you are unsure of the differences between General English and literature. The key distinctions between General English and literature are in the text choices and assessment types. As you'll hear soon, both courses require analytical and imaginative writing, purposeful reading, and a considerable degree of independent study. Reading recreationally and reading beyond the coursework are required practices for both General English and literature.
Both are general subjects, meaning they are suited to students who are interested in pathways beyond senior secondary schooling that lead to tertiary studies and to pathways for vocational education and training and work. Year 11 is structured to teach the core skills: annotating, reading for meaning, structuring written work, and developing strong chains of evidence in analysis. Year 12 provides more flexibility and choice in content, building on the skills learned in Year 11.
In General English and Literature, we look at how texts are constructed to reflect representations of places, times, identities and concepts. This leads us to close examination of how a text can reflect the cultural assumptions and values, attitudes and beliefs of the writer, or the time and place in which the text was written. We analyse how meaning is constructed through stylistic and aesthetic choices.
Texts studied in English are varied: novels, documentaries, contemporary media and news issues, poetry, movies and plays. We examine both literary and non-literary texts. Meanwhile, in literature, the focus is narrowed to engage exclusively with literary texts, that is, texts of lasting cultural significance.
It is important to note that both General English and Literature are of comparable academic rigour. This graphic might help you visualise that these two subjects are intended to be delivered as linked, not ranked subjects. General English is an academic subject and is suited to students who wish to pursue tertiary studies. Literature is the same, but might be a good fit for you if you enjoy reading and responding to texts generally considered to be of serious merit.
Literature requires students to produce imaginative and analytical pieces of writing for assessment. It therefore has a narrower scope than General English, which also includes persuasive writing in its syllabus.
Let's go through them briefly in more detail. The 4 tasks in General English are a written response for a public audience, a persuasive spoken response, an imaginative written response, and an analytical essay exam. The 4 tasks in literature are a spoken imaginative response, a written imaginative response, and 2 written analytical responses, both under exam conditions.
Assessment in Literature and General English are connected to units of work. Generally speaking, Units 1 and 2 are delivered in Year 11 and Year 12 covers Units 3 and 4. Year 11 assessment is formative, in preparation for summative Year 12 tasks. Both subjects use the same criteria to assess. In both General English and Literature, all assessment is weighted equally, with each task worth 25% of the overall grade.
Ultimately, if you're interested in tertiary study in humanities, law or the arts, English or literature would be a suitable choice. It's not just reading and writing that matters in General English and Literature. These subjects demand engagement with abstract concepts reflecting the human condition, that is to say, with lives and worlds outside of our own.